Hello po, magandang araw. Ang tatalakayin natin ay tungkol sa Department of Health o mas kilalang DOH. Ang Department of Health o DOH ay isang ahensya ng pamahalaan ng Pilipinas na responsable sa pangangalaga at pagpapabuti ng kalusugan ng mga mamamayan. Ito ang pangunahing ahensya na gumagawa ng pulisiya, programa at batas na may kinalaman sa kalusugan upang masigurong ligtas at maayos ang serbisyong medikal para sa lahat ng Pilipino. Ang DOH ay may tatlong pangunahing tungkulin. Una, ang pamumuno sa sektor ng kalusugan. Pangalawa, ang pagtulong at pagbigay suporta sa lahat ng health workers at institusyon. At sa pangatlo, ang pangasiwa ng mga espesyal na serbisyo pangkalusugan. Bukod dito, responsable din ang paggawa ng mga health standards at regulasyon para sa ospital, gamot at sa iba pang serbisyong medikal sa bansa. Matatagpuan ang punong tanggapan ng DOH sa San Lazaro Compound sa Rizal Avenue, Maynila. Ang pinuno ng kagawaran ay tinatawag na kalihim ng kalusugan o Secretary of Health. Ang bisyon ng DOH ay magkaroon sa Pilipinong kabilang sa pinakamalusog na mamayan sa Timog Silangan Asya pagsapit ng 2022 sa buong Asya, pagsapit naman ng 2040. Ang misyon ng DOH ay pamunuan ng bansa sa pagbuo ng isang produktibong matatag, mataas makataong sistema ng kalusugan para sa lahat ng Pilipino. Nagsimula ang Department of Health noong panahon ng Amerikano bilang ahensya na namamahala sa pampublikong kalusugan. Sa paglipas ng panahon, ito ay pinalawak upang makatulong sa pag-iwas ng sakit, pagbibigay ng bakuna, paggagamot, at pagtugon sa iba't ibang health emergency tulad ng pandemya at kalamidad hanggang sa kasalukuyang pagpatuloy ang DOH sa pagbibigay ng programa at serbisyong nakakatulong sa pagpapabuti ng kalusugan ng bawat Pilipino. Maraming salamat po.
Historical and Legal Foundations of the Department of Health or DOH. Good day everyone. Today I will discuss the historical and legal foundations of the Department of Health or DOH. When and why DOH was created? The Department of Health traces its roots on June 23, 1898, when the revolutionary government of Emilio Aguinaldo established the Board of Health. On 1941, it is elevated to the Department of Health and Public Welfare through Executive Order Number 317. On 1947, it is renamed under Department of Health or DOH through Executive Order Number 94. On 1982, it became the Ministry of Health under the parliamentary system. On 1987, it was reorganized as the Department of Health under the Executive Order Number 119 under the Restoration of Presidential System. The main purpose was to protect public health by preventing diseases, improving sanitation, and ensuring the well-being of the Filipino people. As the country's population grew and health challenges became more complex, the government expanded the agency's responsibilities. Over time, it developed into the Department of Health, which became the primary government agency who is responsible for health care services, disease prevention, and health policy implementation nationwide. Legal basis of the DOH. First, the 1987 Philippine Constitution. It provides the strongest legal foundation for the agency. Article 2, Section 15 states that the state shall protect and promote the right to health of the people. Meanwhile, Article 8, Section 11 directs the government to adopt a comprehensive approach to health development and make health services accessible to all Filipino people. Another legal basis is the Executive Order Number 119 issued in 1987. This executive order reorganized the Ministry of Health into the Department of Health after the restoration of democracy following the EDSA People Power Revolution. It defines the agency's powers, functions, and organizational structures. The DOH was further affected by Republic Act No. 7160 or the Local Government Code of 1991, which transferred many health services functions to the local government units. This changed the role of the DOH from being mainly a service provider to becoming a policymaker, regulator, and coordinator of the country's health system. Throughout its history, from the American colonial period, post-independence nation-building, the martial law era, the post-EDSA reforms, and the decentralization period, the DOH has continuously evolved to meet the changing health needs of the Filipino people. The Department of Health remains the government's lead agency in ensuring accessible, quality, and equitable health care for all the Filipino people.
Administrative thought and analysis. Decentralization. The DOH is primary example of devolution in the Philippines since 1991. The management of local health facilities, hospitals, and health centers was transferred from the national DOH to local government units or LGUs. Analysis. This highlights the tension between national policy making and local implementation. New Public Management or NPM. The application is the DOH utilized NPM principle through the corporation of a certain government hospitals, like the Philippine Heart Center, to improve efficiency and revenue generation. The analysis was to reflect the shift towards market-based logic and performance-based result in the public sector. And in digital governance, the application is recently reforms focused on e-health and the Universal Healthcare or UCH, act which requires digital integration of patient records and PhilHealth claims. The analysis was this represents a move toward modernizing
Strengths. First, the strengths. The DOH benefits from decentralization health services are delivered not just nationally, but through local government units, making them closer to communities. It also embodies good governance through accountability mechanisms like PhilHealth and the Food and Drug Administration. And in the age of technology, DOH is moving toward digital governments. With e-health systems, online licensing, and disease surveillance platforms that improve efficiency. Challenges. Yet challenges remain. Capacity gaps mean rural LGUs often lack ICT infrastructure and trained personnel. Corruption risks in procurement weaken trust in health programs. Politicization can skew priorities toward political interests of urgent health needs. And red tape, slow licensing and accreditation delays services and discourages private sector participation. Reforms. To strengthen good governance, the Department of Health must ensure transparency in its programs and budgets. Public health data should be accessible, audits must be published, and decision-making should be evidence-based. Decentralization means empowering local governments to manage health services. The DOH should transfer more fiscal authority to LGUs, allowing them to respond directly to community needs, but empowerment must come with capacity building, training local officials, providing resources, and ensuring coordination between national and local health units. In the digital age, governance must evolve. The DOH should expand e-health platforms, making appointment, permits, and medical records accessible online. Open data initiatives can help researchers and policymakers craft better solutions. By combining good governance, decentralization, and digital governance, the Department of Health can build a system that is transparent, inclusive, and future-ready.
In conclusion, the Philippine Department of Health has excellent health experts, and a great reform law under the Universal Healthcare Act. However, local politics, political favors, and old bureaucratic slow office processes still delay its work. Because of these political and systemic issues, healthcare in the country is still not distributed equally to everyone.